Hello out there on the internet, it is I, Runeding, and welcome to another edition of Runeding's Roundtable Rants. To my right of me is my son, you are?
Bad Monkey.
To my left of me is my other son, you are?
Just Abe.
And all the way here at the end is yet another one of my sons, and you are?
Or dang.
Alright, today we actually want to talk about a couple of topics. Being that this is a roundtable rant, we're just going to go ahead and start this off with what the fuck is with a lot of the modern gamers these days? Now, I mean, you guys are kind of in that generational zone, and I know that there are some that are younger than you guys out there, but like a game is out for like a week, 2 weeks, and you've already got people that are posting that they're freaking bored with it. I mean, comments, you know, your guys' opinions on that?
See, I see this a lot in my domain of like MMORPGs and games like that, where like a game will be out for not even a week and people will commit 10-15 minutes to the game and just start complaining. It's too slow, it's too boring, it's too this, that, and the other thing. Just drop the ball, they give up without actually giving the game a real good try and to see what it has to offer. They just don't give it much thought. They play it for a couple minutes. I already made or seen everything I need to see, and then that's it, done. And then all of a sudden the game is terrible because more people thought that because the game didn't grasp their attention in like the first second, then it's not worth playing or investing your time in.
What about you?
Well, I feel like the big problem as far as how, you know, our generation looks at games is that we feel like all games are similar because we don't actually read what's going on. We don't treat it like a story. We just treat it like, oh, it's the same controls, it's the same first-person shooter, it's the same RPG.
Yeah.
We're doing the same stats, we're getting the same items. We just need better stuff, better. And honestly, it's not really focusing on what the game's supposed to do, which is give you an escape.
Right.
It gets boring.
So now the youngest one over here, Dang, you're 19, all right, and now I know that, you know, some of the guys out there that are younger than you are and everything like that. I've literally seen them talk about certain games, and they'll talk about what's going on in the games. But when you ask them, okay, well, what is the game about? Again, they just explain the action in the game. They don't tell you shit about the story or anything. Now, what's been some of your experiences with it?
One of the games that I felt was undercredited was Duke Nukem Forever. People got through halfway through the level and was like, oh, this game's terrible, it's nothing like the original. That's not what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like a new extended version, it's supposed to be a collaboration. And it wasn't given enough credit, and a lot of people thought it sucked because they played it for 10 minutes, set it down, and was like, this game's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. I liked Duke Nukem Forever as well.
I played through it and beat it completely, and I thoroughly loved it.
Yeah,
that game was awesome.
Well, I wouldn't say I thoroughly loved it. I did see problems with it, especially with what a lot of, you know, the 360 generation consoles and stuff like that were, you know, they have the capability of doing, and yes, Duke Nukem did kind of fall flat at certain points, but overall perspective is that for what it is, it was a good game. I mean, I don't know what the hell people were expecting, really. They were expecting to be blown away like they were with the original Duke Nukem games. Now, you're talking about a game that came out in the 90s, okay? The original Duke Nukem game came out in the 90s. I'm not sure of the exact date, but, you know, right about now I should be flashing it across the screen. You have to understand also that in the 90s, what did you have? You had shit like Wayne's World. You had Beavis and Butthead and stuff, you know. Now, when I was younger, back in the 90s and everything, I mean, hell, when 1990 hit, I was like 13, somewhere around there. 13, 14, somewhere. But anyway, that was a completely different generation. It was a completely different mindset, and that's what Duke Nukem is. And that's what he's from. So when people actually complain about a game like Duke Nukem where, oh, it sucked, it took too long, yes, the production for the game, it did take too long. But, given what it is, I thought it was fine. The humor was dated, but you know, I was fine with that. I was fine with dated humor because it struck a chord for fans like me who remember the original game. Any games that you can think of that have been kind of underrated?
I mean, right off the top of my head, just recently I played Sleeping Dogs. That's one right there because it was basically a Grand Theft Auto copy as far as the gameplay goes. Like, you know, it's
Well, I wouldn't say it was a Grand Theft Auto copy. See, that kind of right there, that's another one of those, like, you know, oh, well, this game's like Halo, or, oh, this game is just like Call of Duty. Well, it just happens to be taking place in a very similar context and a very similar setting, you know. It's an open world sandbox game.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at.
Right, right.
And then, I mean, like, Sleeping Dogs included new things with that engine, like, you know, better vehicle control.
Fucking Kung Fu!
Yeah, parking stuff, counterattacks, learning Kung Fu, all sorts of stuff that was on top of what, you know, Grand Theft Auto should be giving you. Instead of, like, you know, let's have a race, guys.
Yeah.
And then a big-ass crash right there. Oh,
yeah, let's essentially do the exact same shit that we've been doing since Grand Theft Auto 3. And just do it over and over and over again. Now, Grand Theft Auto 5, it was a great game, but, you know, again, there were some missions and stuff in the game that I was just like, you know, I've been doing this crap since the third one. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I want something new. I want something a little bit different. So, that's kind of our opinion on, you know, short attention spans. Me, personally, I think it has to do, again, with something with the generational differences. Progressively, since the days of gaming when I was coming up, it has become more and more about instant gratification. People want to just get to the end of the game. When I was younger, if you said that you beat Mega Man, if you said that you beat Metroid, if you said that you beat Zelda, those were fucking bragging rights. Those were serious bragging rights. You know, nowadays I feel like when you guys say that you beat a certain game or whatever, it's just kind of like, grats. You know, but other than that, doesn't really mean too much. And I think that's gotten progressively worse, even with, you know, the people out there that are younger than you guys. You know, you've got like the hate rage induced like freaking 12, 13-year-olds that, you know, are questioning your sexuality, your mother's honor, and, you know, the legitimacy of your birth just because you don't do what they think you want to do, you know, or they think you should be doing. So, I don't know what it is, but I do agree with you that it is a problem when it comes to people not really wanting story. You know, they don't want, and we've talked about this in games, in rants before, they don't want innovation, they don't want things to be different, they don't want new shit, they want the same old crap that they can go through that they've already played 100 times fucking before, they've already done it, they've already beat a similar game 100 times before, so that way the moment that they pick up the controller on that new game, they can instantly feel like they're a badass. Because it's the same fucking thing as this other thing that they've already played. So, there you go, guys. That's just kind of our opinion when it comes to short attention spans on the internet, or short attention spans when it comes to game. I am Runeding.
I'm Bad Nucky.
I'm Just Abe.
Lord dang.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and always remember, contemplate this on the Tree of Woe. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.